Good morning and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. Let's check in with meteorologist Mike Favetta on our Garden State weather. Mike, we heard a rumor that Cara and I aren't going to be too happy with your report today.
Oh, yeah. John, our weather intern, was kind of dropping little teases there on Twitter, getting you to tune in this morning. He does a great job at it because there is some really cold weather on the way. And like we were discussing before the show, perhaps some flakes in the forecast. Yeah, the F word is back going into the end of the month. Likely see some flurries around by Monday. That's how cold it gets. So enjoy every drop of sunshine today. 61 as today's high. We're actually starting off in the 40s. It's very pleasant across New Jersey with those mostly sunny skies. And our weather stays clear through today. Now tomorrow, a very different story. Some clouds start to work back in and it turns much cooler. So with a high of 61 in Newark, same for you out toward the beaches with a little bit of a westerly breeze. When that sea breeze kicks in, and it'll likely happen later on this afternoon, that temperature drops along the shoreline much, much cooler to temperatures feeling more like the upper 40s and low 50s. So visit the beaches early if you want to enjoy a little sun and not freeze. Going into this evening, however, as those clouds take over, it does look a little grayer for tomorrow, and the weekend weather will likely be a little bit on the grayer side, starting off with a few spot showers tomorrow, and then with more sunshine returning on Sunday. However, there is that snow potential on Monday. Again, shouldn't accumulate, just a few flakes and flurries as some colder weather moves in, likely start off in the 20s. First thing, Monday morning, climbing only to a high in the 30s. A little throwback to winter for you. But we'll take a look at the full forecast coming up. We'll give you more details on the weekend weather. And we've got your allergy report, Cara and Lisa Marie, because pollen is making a big comeback in the Garden State this year.
Yeah, that's been my other issue. But I'm really annoyed about this Monday weather because I just threw all of my heavy winter stuff in the hamper to wash it for the end of the season, to store it, and now I got to dig it out again. It's not working for me, Mike.
And when you were talking about the F word, the first thing that popped into my head was, flurries is probably my least favorite F word.
It's that pazzo marzo continues, Cara.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, my friend, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. So a move to bring self-serve gas to New Jersey might be dead. Senate President Nick Scutari says he does not approve of the bill that would support self-serve. Scutari's support is needed in order for the bill to go to a vote. Self-serve could lower prices by about 15 cents. New Jersey is the last state in the nation that makes pumping your own gas illegal. As a born and bred Jersey girl, I'm really okay with it.
He probably saw Mike Favetta's weather report and said, why subject us New Jerseyans to the cold weather?
Yeah.
To pump gas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm with him. Meanwhile, gas prices continue to remain high. According to AAA Mid-Atlantic, the average price for a gallon of regular is $4.20. A year ago, it was $2.95. So it's wild. It really is. Got to be. I have to be honest, I'm really grateful that other than an electric car, my car is manual transmission, which also saves a lot on gas.
Yeah, and that just makes you the badass chick you are, because I don't know any other woman that has a car like that.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no, but it's also, I got the little teeny thing too, so that also helps. But nobody won the day more than Ice-T yesterday on Twitter. Here's what he posted, quote, "I was robbed at a gas station in New Jersey last night. After my hand stopped trembling, I managed to call the cops. They were quick to respond and calm me down. My money is gone. The police asked me if I knew who did it, and I said yes, it was pump number 9.
Epic tweet.
It was fantastic. We love Ice-T. He's always funny. You know what? The gas prices are high when multi-millionaires are complaining about gas prices.
Oh, definitely.
It's just too much.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the center of New Jersey is East Brunswick. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Well, you thought that for at least 4 years of your life.
No, I am in the there is no Central Jersey camp.
Oh, okay. So every 10 years, the Census Bureau figures out the statistical center of the population. That means half of New Jersey's residents live to the north and half live to the south. And some people say Central Jersey does not exist.
I get that there's a geographical center to everything, but when people are like, I'm from Central Jersey. I'm like, no, you're not. Pick one. You're north or south of the Driscoll Bridge.
That's a North Jersey thing.
It really is.
You know, like Seaside is South Jersey.
Yes.
If anything past Seaside is like Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Basically.
To me, I split South Jersey into the Jersey Shore and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure our Gerald D'Ambra back there does not agree.
No, I was going to say, I'm sure we have people, online. Well, let us know, you guys. What do you guys think? Does Central Jersey exist? And then how do you split South Jersey, if you do it at all?
A new Rutgers Eagleton poll says, for the most part, New Jerseyans like our state. 6 in 10 New Jerseyans rate Garden State as excellent or good place to live, yet 1/3 want to move out of New Jersey.
And cost of living is the number one
Of course.
complaint there, which does make sense. But I don't know. Again, being born and raised here, I'm like, I just can't see myself anywhere else.
I really can't. I mean, Florida does seem appetizing because of the weather and the taxes and everything, but it's not the same.
It's just, I'm
It's
like,
so much slower pace.
yeah. And what are you going to do at 2 a.m.? Nothing's open.
No.
There's no good Jersey diners.
And food.
And food in general. Yeah, I was going to say bagels, pizza, you're just...
You have to ship the water
you're
from up here.
Yeah, you're just out of luck over there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, coming up next, we're talking home workouts with mindset and movement coach Nadia Murdoch.
And you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you updated on who is going to be on the show and so much more. Be sure to check us out and click follow.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? I didn't, until it happened to me.
All women need to know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. Know your family history and talk to your doctor about heart disease.
Awareness may make the difference between life and death.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta with a check of the forecast. And Mike, right before the show started, even though it's been raining for the last 2 days, I had a full-on sneezing fit, the allergies. What is up? Make it stop.
It's rough. It's some of the highest allergens reported so far this season occurred this week. So this is just the beginning, I think, of going forward into a very busy allergy season. You've seen a lot
Tired
of
already.
Yeah, the flowers are pretty, though. The daffodils are blooming, and with another spring-like forecast ahead after we see a return to the winter cold, there will be some milder days later next week. Just have to wait through this really cold period this weekend, and that's what starts us off with our weather headlines. Temperatures today in the 60s. It'll feel great with that sun, slightly milder weather, and then a few sprinkles on the way for tomorrow. But it's that colder weather that comes racing back in by Sunday morning, and that's why we feature temperatures in the 20s early Monday morning. Even long range, go down through the maps here, and you notice that into the northeast, you see that big pocket of blue there in the northeastern sections, and it's touching New Jersey. We're featuring below average temperatures going forward through from the end of March and maybe even into the early part of April. However, I think there will be a slightly milder trend beyond that because it's got to come eventually, and that's what you see on the 7-day. We'll get to that in just a bit. As far as the next few days this weekend, plan on keeping the umbrella close by for your Saturday afternoon. There'll be a few light sprinkles around, and it's these on and off spotty sprinkles that'll just make it feel a little bit colder, which is why tomorrow's high only climbs into the low 50s. That's a solid 8 or 9 degrees cooler than what we'll enjoy today with the mostly sunny skies. Then you see the blue numbers at the bottom for Sunday and Monday. Yeah, we're in the 20s each morning, Sunday morning and Monday morning, with some very cold weather to begin next week. There's a whole amount of sunshine that'll be around, making it feel and look a little bit better, but the cold yeah, you may just want to go dig out that winter coat and dust it off just a little bit more for the end of the week and into next week. Now, beyond that, with the flurries that are around for Monday, it's a colder breeze that comes in, and then we see a nice milder trend. Can't wait to share that with you. Those details coming up on the 7-day forecast. Lisa Marie and Kara in just a few minutes.
You could have gone with Cara Marie too. That's still accurate. We all have the same middle name.
only one espresso this morning.
All right, Mike, we're looking forward to that 7-day forecast. Thank you very much.
Jersey City Theater and Ukrainian Jersey City are hosting a concert tomorrow evening to support the people of Ukraine. Tickets can be purchased online. My alma mater, Montclair State, is making some news. They're being featured in tonight's episode of The College Tour on Amazon Prime. A watch party and live stream will be held. Super exciting. I can't wait to watch that.
Yes, and the Garden State Film Festival kicked off in Cranford. The festival runs in theaters around the state through April 3rd. And check this out. I think this is so cool. I kind of want to sign up for it. Centenary University has announced the world's first Masters of Happiness degree. It's a real 30-credit degree program. It is based in science, and it is open for enrollment for fall of this year.
I wonder what the curriculum entails.
Yeah. It's meant, they said it's meant for like group leaders, business leaders, things like that to, just kind of infuse their teams with like positive mentality, like task-oriented things. Like it's really fascinating, honestly.
It really is.
I'm like, I completely want to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, coming up next, I know we are talking about sports because everybody has been talking about St. Peter's in Jersey City.
Yes.
Even me. I'm so excited about this whole thing for
Really? You
Yes!
are? That's I'm very
You know
proud of
what? You know me. I'm a local girl always, and I love to see the local teams winning. And this story has just been.
They are the Cinderellas. I love it. I love it.
It's such a rock star story. I can't wait to talk to Tony Paradise.
Tony Paradise.
In just a little bit.
And please connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you updated on who is going to be on the show and so much more. Be sure to check us out and click follow. On Thursday, April 7th, join St. Joseph's Health Foundation at Fashion with Compassion, an annual benefit for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. Enjoy premium shopping with our fabulous marketplace vendors and an electrifying fashion show showcasing our smallest fashionistas and healthcare heroes. It will be an amazing night full of food, fun, and of course, fashion. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit givetostjosephs.org. We'll see you at the Rockley.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? I didn't, until it happened to me.
All women need to know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. Know your family history and talk to your doctor about heart disease.
Awareness may make the difference between life and death.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta, and we're back to that weather roller coaster.
We are.
It's cold. There's
We
the
are.
allergies.
I mean,
there's warm.
Spring is the time of year you want to go with the manual transmission, take the top down, and go for a ride, right?
Yes.
Isn't that well? So that's what I've been trying to do, trying to sell my old vehicle with the top down manual transmission, thinking the weather's going to be perfect. It's going to sell like this, nice sunshine, warm weather. You see everybody out there on their motorcycles, convertibles, and yet we have this 25 degrees on Monday morning. So. Yeah, a little bit of
Unacceptable, Michael. Unacceptable.
I feel really behind the 8 ball. I'm the only one in this group that doesn't know how to drive manual.
I'll teach you, Mike. It's really easy on my car.
It's not that bad. And I think we have sort of the same transmission because they're made by the same people. So,
Yes.
yeah, so the same group.
I was going to say, you should have an easy time selling that used car because they are
At a premium
few
right
and
now.
far between
Yeah.
right now.
You would think, getting some offers, so that's good. But I think with our weather looking a little kind of wet and then the flurries in there for Monday, people are going to look for maybe the winter boots rather than a new,
Does it also have heated seats? So
summer car.
that's the pitch right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now you're talking.
Trying to. Got to wash off the car with the pollen, especially after so much pollen this week. It's been rough, and we'll get to that, especially with the tree pollen and the grass pollens on the higher side. I know that there have been so many people that have been maybe starting with the allergy season a little bit early. That is the case, especially with temperatures that were in the 70s. Earlier this week. Remember last weekend we had gorgeous weather. Well, here we go with a colder weekend ahead and flurries in the forecast for Monday. We start off right now with temperatures here across New Jersey. Rather chilly. Not as bad as it could be. We're 45 up there in Bergen County. How about 48 down toward Patterson? 43 over toward East Brunswick. As we mentioned earlier this morning, that geological halfway point between the north and south populations, 46 toward Long Branch and 46 as well down in Toms River. Now, with all of our cool weather around this morning, there is plenty of sunshine, and with that clear air taking over throughout this afternoon, a lot of sunny weather that we'll enjoy going through the rest of the day. Our forecast actually looks quite nice. In fact, the satellite picture clears out beautifully. Those overnight rain showers that dropped off nearly 2 inches of rain in some portions of the state cleared out. Oh, I can show you that rain, given that we've had so much of it, especially last night, with our rainfall that was on the order of 2 inches in many locations. Last night's rain was quite impressive, especially across some parts of southern New Jersey, where we had those reports that came in some of those higher amounts, especially toward southern parts of the state. Let's go ahead to show you the forecast going into tomorrow. With the weather this weekend looking very quiet, especially for a last thrill of winter with the rain that comes in for tomorrow afternoon. Light spitting showers, not the prettiest of days, kind of a gray day, very similar to yesterday, where we had some of those gray skies around, even through the early part of your Wednesday evening. Highs only get to the 50s. And if you think, okay, that's closer to average, look what happens by Sunday. We will be in the mid 40s with some sunshine returning. So it gets sunnier by the second half of the weekend, but it also gets colder. Now, if you think 40s are cold, like 45 in Atlantic City for Sunday, how about 46 over in Camden, and over in Newark, 47 by Sunday afternoon? Just wait till you see Monday's weather. Our forecast in terms of pollen, I think, looks a little bit better this weekend because there'll be a little bit of rain and we'll also have colder weather. So the pollen number should go down a little bit, but just please understand that there's going to be a big spike next week as soon as we return to the sunny, milder weather and those winds start blowing in a southwesterly direction. So again, just beginning in terms of the allergy department. All right, here's your 7-day forecast with our weather looking very cold for the end of the weekend into early next week. Yes, there's the potential for some snow flurries on Monday. I thank you, John, for not adding the snowflake icon as not to scare everyone on Monday, because I think it'll just be a flurry here or there, not anticipating too much of flurry activity, and I don't think there's going to be an accumulation. These are just those squalls that pass on through and really only hit certain towns that last for a few minutes and then it moves on. But to start the day in the 20s is a bit jarring, especially given that it will be the first full week of spring. Going forward into Tuesday and Wednesday, still chilly into next week by the middle of next week. And then come Thursday, we finally see a rebound back into the upper 50s. So a cool period ahead, at least through the last few days of March. And then we start off April with those showers right on cue as we wrap up the month of March, at least on a cooler note. So we've got some sunny weather ahead, but also some very cold weather, Kara and Lisa Marie, going forward. Hope you can enjoy at least some, sunshine, even though it's going to be quite cold.
Mike, I think it's so funny because didn't we start off the month of March with like 70 degree, at
Yeah,
least
we did.
one 70-degree day?
Yeah, it flipped. They say in like a lion, out like a lamb. It's the other way around.
It went the
Yeah.
other way this year, yeah. Well, that's very... Everything else has been turned on its head anyway, so.
So I don't know about you guys, but when I think spring, I mean, we will get the nicer weather eventually. I think wedding season, and it makes me think of you because, Mike, I think you're the only person in my life right now planning a wedding. So we want to know
okay.
what's the latest.
What's the latest on the wedding? Okay, everything has been booked except for transportation.
That's all right, that's easy enough.
Kara could
That's what we
drive you
think.
in her manual transmission.
I could drive you in your manual transmission. You both won't fit in my car.
if this car doesn't sell, I don't know. We might just be taking that to the church.
Hey, there you go. There you go. That's great, though. I'm very excited for you.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
unique vendor that you want
Any
to shout
unique
out?
vendor. Well, I tell you what. So particular in our photography and videography, given the industry that we work in, not one particular company has it all. So one company is doing the videography, another is doing the photography, just because of the nuances of how their previous work looks.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I could see that.
You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Are they
absolutely.
going to edit your wedding video, or are you going to take the raw footage and try and do it
Oh,
yourself?
that was a requirement. I'm like, listen, this is what I do kind of on the side for a living. So, yes, I will be taking all of the footage raw and making my own cut. But, yeah, they will be doing some editing as well. So that's exciting to see.
It's always good to see the
their-
two different versions, like what they pull
Exactly,
and
their
put together, and then
perspective.
like what you would pull and put together.
Yeah.
You bet.
All right. I think we're boring everybody because nobody else edits video, but
I know, but you know something? I mean, Mike is so efficient, though, so he's going to get it done. Me, I finally debuted my wedding highlight reel this wedding anniversary 2 years later.
2 years later.
Yeah, but it's not because I was procrastinating, but I didn't like any of the cuts.
I was going to say, or, you know, it's not like you weren't busy or anything.
Yeah, but
Making another human being.
no, I know, but I mean, I must have went through 15 cuts, and even watching, like, everyone was bawling their eyes out, and I'm like, oh, I got to change this shot. I got to change that shot. So just be
man.
prepared for that, Mike.
But Kara, I think I almost need your opinion and your palate to come to the next tasting, because we had a
Ooh, that's
tasting and there
fun.
were certain things that were off the shelf, dare I say. So
Oh.
I'm like, you mean you didn't hand make this gnocchi at home? That's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
You let me know. With enough advance notice, I can make all the gnocchi you need. But I'm happy to come to a tasting always.
Mike, you're going to get the little almonds, right? That's going to be
The
part of your wedding.
confetti.
Oh,
The
the
confetti.
confetti.
The confetti there. I was at a wedding last year, and there was a whole table of different confetti from different fillings and different things. And they had little boxes, like little, the takeaway boxes you can put them in.
That's what they do in Italy. I was just going to say, have either of you been to a wedding in Italy?
No, unfortunately.
That's what they do with it. There's a whole table with all different jars and containers, and they have all the different flavors, and that's exactly what you do. You go with like a little cone or a bag or a box, and everybody fills their own, and you walk off with it on your way out.
I even brought it with me to Anguilla to our wedding. Like I got, it was a flower, and the almonds were in the pretty flower, and I made sure it was on everyone's centerpiece. So, I mean, table setting. So, had to bring a little slice of Italy to the islands.
Of course. How do we not? How do we
Yeah.
not? All right, guys, listen, we are going to take a little break, and you can follow us or keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We will, of course, keep you up to date on who's going to be on the show. Check us out. Click follow. We'll be right back.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
On Thursday, April 7th, join St. Joseph's Health Foundation at Fashion with Compassion, an annual benefit for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. Enjoy premium shopping with our fabulous marketplace vendors and an electrifying fashion show showcasing our smallest fashionistas and healthcare heroes. It will be an amazing night full of food, fun, and of course, fashion. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit givetostjosephs.org. We'll see you at the Rockley.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? I didn't, until it happened to me.
All women need to know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. Know your family history and talk to your doctor about heart disease.
Awareness may make the difference between life and death.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. The St. Peter's men's basketball team are the official Cinderella darlings of the NCAA tournament. Here to break down the latest is Anthony Paradiso of Jersey Sporting News. Anthony, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa Marie, Kara. You ready?
Oh, we are so ready.
We're so excited.
So
Yeah.
the Peacocks are playing in the Sweet 16 tonight against the Purdue Boilermen. That's the
Boilermakers.
That's the worst sports name ever.
It just might be.
The Boilermakers. Before we dive into that matchup, though, tell us how they got here.
Absolutely. They've got here by beating number 2 Kentucky in the first round. It was a huge upset over John Calipari's men, and nobody saw that coming. So they took the world by storm after that about a week ago. And then, in the second round, they came up against Murray State, which was something like 31-2 on the year and was another juggernaut, and they beat them easily, 70-60, actually, in the second round. So that's how they got here, Lisa Marie, and it's been and Kara, and it's just been an incredible run. They're in their first Sweet 16 in program history. One thing I will add is that they have made the NCAA tournament 3 times before this, and they made it to the second round, most recently in 2011 under head coach John Dunn.
I was in Jersey City on Monday. My daughter had a play date there. It
I
was
saw.
so much fun. Yes, day of a lot of firsts. We'll get to that in a little bit. But you could feel the energy in Jersey City, which has great vibes to begin with, that everybody was talking about this. So it's really cool for Jersey City to be on the map like this. Anthony, what are your feelings on tonight's matchup, though? Do they have a chance?
Absolutely. I think when they beat Kentucky, right, I mean, all bets are off now. I mean, they can beat anybody. I mean, they could go and beat Duke if they get later in the tournament, who looked very good last night. But Duke was pressed by Texas Tech, last night. So, I mean, nobody's unbeatable in this tournament. And I think that goes for Purdue, even though they are a Big Ten team who finished third in that conference this year, a very tough conference. And, everybody seems to think, they've got all the 5-star recruits or 4-star or whatever, and St. Peter barely has any or whatnot. But, look, I think, first of all, the head coach has done a great job, Shaheen Holloway. This is interesting for him. He went to the Sweet 16 with Seton Hall, another New Jersey team, as a player. So, listen, they've got a great bit of momentum going on their side. So I'd give them a shot.
And didn't Rutgers beat Purdue earlier this season?
Yes.
That was one of the big upsets that Rutgers had. So maybe St. Peter's can tap into a little bit of that energy and their playbook to help them tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They've got that in their toolbox. I think, Purdue, that'll be in the back of their mind, right? Purdue was ranked number 1, by the way, when Rutgers beat them in early December, 70-68. So, Purdue has sort of they've been in the top 10 rankings all year. They've been very highly touted, but they're a team that, obviously dropped that one to Rutgers. And that's not to say that Rutgers is like a minnow or anything. They are a tough team, and they had some big time recruits. But, as for tonight with St. Peter's, hey, they better watch themselves because that team is ready.
Do you think, we were just talking about this at the dinner table last night, actually, where, Kentucky, total upset, complete surprise. And then Murray, maybe St. Pete, they really kind of still discredited them. Do you think at this point in the tournament, Purdue and hopefully if they continue going forward, are these teams no longer looking at them and going, this is just a little school from New Jersey. Who are the, it's a fluke they got lucky. Are they looking at these guys and going, this is a legit team and we need to prep and be, ready for these guys and take them seriously? Have they lost the element of surprise?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think they probably have. I would say just because Purdue is Purdue and they play in the Big Ten, that they might still have some of that arrogance maybe going into this game. I think that they know that the Big Ten is a superior conference to the Metro Atlantic, but I think they have lost that element of surprise. I think that St. Peter's, by beating Murray State by 10 points in the last game, certainly lost that element of surprise. If they didn't lose it after beating Kentucky, where that was seen, first of all, that game went to overtime, right? So teams were kind of like, that was kind of like a fluke. Maybe they beat, if they played Kentucky 10 times, right, they'd lose 9 times. But when it comes to, right now, where they are right now, playing in Philadelphia in a big-time game, the Sweet 16, I think that all teams are taking them seriously.
I like it.
Yeah. Before we let you go, I know obviously St. Peter's is out of Jersey City, but you mentioned the coach came from Seton Hall. There's a lot of other New Jersey connections with this roster, though. Quickly tell us about them.
Sure. Doug Eater, he's a guard. He actually comes off the bench quite a bit. So he's not absolutely a starter, but he is from Nutley. And that's real close to where I am here in Montclair. He went to Bergen Catholic and he won a state championship, the non-public A title in 2019. So he's well known around the state, and he's getting a lot of press coverage. So you'll definitely see some clips of him before the game tonight. Isaiah Dasher, he's another guard. He played 18 minutes in both of the NCAA games so far for St. Peter's. He's from Jersey City. And also Daryl Banks III, who dropped 27 in the first round game. He's from Los Angeles, but he did play his high school basketball at the Hillside School. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. But
I have.
Yeah, okay. I didn't. But listen, there's a lot of New Jersey ties going on here with this team. And not to mention, I think we mentioned Coach Holloway, right? So there you go.
Tony Paradise, as always, we thank you so much. Visit JerseySportingNews.com for more Garden State sports. We'll see you next week to talk hopefully more St. Peter's as they move on to the next round. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
It's so great to see, these Jersey guys out of Jersey school making headlines.
I love it.
I love it. Absolutely.
And not those New Yorkers.
And not the New Yorkers. No, we're from New Jersey.
Exactly.
All right, let's bring in another Jersey girl. We got warm weather on the horizon and a familiar face to talk to us about home workouts, mindset, and movement coach Nadia Murdoch. Good morning, Nadia.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So happy to be here.
Yeah, so, the forecast is like a little wonky for the next week, but overall we know it's going to start to warm up, the clothes get a little lighter, and everybody's kind of back on that like, oh, it's about to be summer, I need to be working out because I'm going to be in a bathing suit soon. So what do we need to know? How do we get back on track here?
First of all, you work out regardless, bathing suit or not. But it's exciting, right? Because some people are a little hesitant to be back in the gym. So being outdoors is a great opportunity to be around other people without that hesitation or fear if you still have that. So I love the idea of taking workouts that you're currently doing in your house outside. Grab your yoga mat and just repurpose the workout. You have your phone, or if you have a tablet, you can just do that workout outside. You can also join a lot of outdoor workouts. There's dance classes that are usually in your local park. There's boot camps that you can do. There are running clubs, and this is all outside. And I think socialization is such a fundamental part of group fitness. It really helps you open your horizons. It really helps you explore other possibilities that you weren't really able to do in the confinements of your home.
Right.
Do you have any go-to apps or ways to find these workouts outside and these groups to participate with?
Yeah, sure. Well, there's my class. You could do my class live every Tuesday and Thursday evening, 6:30, right outside. I know I have clients that did that last summer. They took it out onto their deck or in their backyard. There's another great site called Recess TV. They have a great streaming platform full of workouts from Pilates, kickboxing, breath work. There's just so much that's really started to pop up in the past 2 years. I'm sure, like, just simply searching it. And a lot of them are free too, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so speaking of, how can maybe parents get the whole family involved? So I remember as a kid, and we were lucky enough to live in a place where this was possible, where, after dinner, when the weather was nice, as a family, we would just go out for a walk around the block. But what are some other ways that you can kind of get the whole family into a physical activity outdoors?
Yes. So with the cold weather, personally speaking, I'm always in a jump house or something like that. You can take it outside and you can go to the park. You can grab a Frisbee. You can grab a soccer ball, kick it around, pack a lunch, make a picnic, make a day of it, right? Because being outside, like we East Coasters, we don't get a lot of warm weather. So you really want to soak up the months that you're outside and really absorb all that energy. Being one with nature helps lower your stress. And if you have a lower stress level, that's good for everybody in the family, right? So I think that's a great opportunity to do that.
How do you get motivated, though, to do that? I mean, sometimes you're just in a rut where you eat dinner and you just want to go to bed or just pop on the couch and watch TV. So how do you get out of that?
So like I tell my clients, everything you should plan, right? So if you're doing like you had a play date the other day, maybe if you extend the play date after, husband gets off work, meets you in the park, do it before dinner. If you're kind of sluggish after dinner, like honestly, everybody has their own thing. And so there's no cookie cutter way. So you really have to be honest with yourself and how you feel and make sure that what you're planning is perfect for you and not perfect for someone else. So first thing in the morning might be your jam, right? Or right after breakfast or before breakfast. Just figuring out ways to take it outside. Also, like in the day, if you're working, take your phone call outdoors. Now we can do that, right? We don't have to be at our desk in our home office all day. Take your call outside. Even meeting people in the park for a meeting instead of at a coffee shop. These are just great opportunities to take the benefits of vitamin D that you get from the sun.
Yeah. You know what I'm learning? I'm now year 1 into motherhood. And, sometimes I beat myself up that, the baby's not maybe going to sleep as early as she should. But I'm just learning that there's no right or wrong way. It's what works best for you and your family. And if you get wrapped up in comparing yourself to someone else's schedule or life, it's not going to work. You have to make it work for you, and then it all clicks.
Yeah, and that's natural. That's totally natural, especially as a first-time mom, because you're looking at how other people are doing it because you don't know what you're doing. And the fact of the matter is what's good for your home is not going to be good for someone else. And you just need to figure it out and be good with it, right? And honestly be good with it, because if you're not, that can manifest in your body as stress and show up in other ways like headaches and sleepless nights. And it's just not worth it for you or your beautiful daughter. So.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It's absolutely true. Hey, Nadia, one more thing. Just, obviously we know the benefits of being physically active and working out and getting that movement in. Why is it important, to bring that outside? What's the benefit of taking it outside?
Oh man, the focus and the attention that you get from being outside. I know for me, even in the cold weather, the instant reset of just breathing fresh air outdoors and just removing yourself from the rut of being in front of your desk. It just helps reset. Even if I read somewhere, like even having difficult conversations with a partner or your child outside can improve the communication that you're having. And it's largely due being one with nature. Nature has been shown to improve lowering stress, improve focus and attention, and strengthen your capability of just being well-roundedly focused. And that's so important because sometimes when you're in the home, you have all these other distractions, but when you're one with nature, you can just sit out there and be appreciative of nature and what you have.
I love it. Nadia, thank you very much. Hey, where can folks find you and find out more?
Yep, you can find me at NadiaMurdochFit.com and on Instagram at Nadia Murdoch. I have classes twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and I offer mindset coaching.
I love it.
Thank you, Nadia, so much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
You too. So speaking of getting outdoors and what the weather's going to be like, let's bring back meteorologist Mike Pavetta, because we don't really have an opportunity to get outdoors the next few days, do we, Mike?
No, today is pretty much it.
Today's it.
Yeah, if you don't want to have to dig out all the winter weather gear and you think, well, it's late March. How cold can it get? It'll be in the 20s with a wind chill on Monday morning. So cold weather on the way. This is the last thing Lisa Maria's thinking about. I know you want to open the pool maybe.
Yes,
especially
we
since
have our
it was so
date, by
mild.
the way.
Really?
May
That's
19th.
great.
May 19th. It's on the books.
All right. That's good. Was it hard getting the date for those other folks watching that are trying to schedule?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
We've been
That's
in touch with the pool guy because we're putting up the baby gate around, so
Yeah.
I guess we've been top of mind in their eyes.
So May 20th, we're all coming over, right?
It takes about, a week and a half. It's a saltwater pool, so.
Depending.
Memorial Day, though.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
here.
so- all right. Yes, we'll be there. Don't worry.
We'll kick it back old school like
Mike
we
and
were
I'll
in
bring
college.
food. Yeah.
Well, hopefully the weather will warm by then, because
I
it
hope
doesn't
so.
feel
Jeez,
spring-like just yet. Winter weather on the way for this weekend and Monday. Yes, there are flurries in the forecast that take us into early next week. A check of the 7-day forecast has weather that will feel more like mid-February rather than late March. Look at Monday's temperature, starting off with the bottom number in blue. 25 degrees with a wind chill. Could feel like the teens briefly at times when those winds are gusting. And then by Monday afternoon, some of the flurries move on by as some snow squalls are in the forecast with those gusty winds. That won't be pleasant, given that we'll just be days away from April at that point. By Tuesday morning, we start off again cold, down below the freezing mark at 30 degrees, climbing to a high of 43. Again, that's average for the middle of February. But going forward into the end of the month, Wednesday and Thursday see a rapid rebound. We have so much sun this time of year. Sun angle is nice and high in the sky, allowing for longer daylight hours as compared to nighttime hours. So that allows for the weather to warm up quickly. And that looks to be the case going into the end of next week. Highs in the upper 50s by Thursday with another shot of rain. So a little bit of a cold snap coming, and then we're right back into the milder things. I think this is the type of weather that the flowers and the flora get a little confused, because you see the cherry blossoms on so many trees here across New Jersey, over in Union, New Jersey, right on Morris Avenue, where I teach at Kane University. The cherry blossoms are beautiful over by Kane Hall, and to think that it'll be snowing in just a few days' time with a little bit of a wintry scene briefly in the afternoon, not exactly something you want to think about after such a wild winter. So looking forward to the milder, warmer days ahead going into early next month.
It's a great opportunity to take a unique, pretty picture, though, with the cherry blossoms, with the snowflakes.
With the snow on them, yeah.
100%. Yeah, those
They're
are the
hardy
best
enough, they'll
pictures
do
that
it.
get
Silver lining.
featured right here on NJ On Air. So if you want to send them in, you know who to tweet.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Mike, we're going to check back with you one more time in just a little bit, but thank you very much.
So next, look inside the 17th annual Chef's Extravaganza on Staten Island.
And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We will keep you up to date on who's coming up on the show next week. Be sure to check us out. Click follow.
On Thursday, April 7th, join St. Joseph's Health Foundation at Fashion with Compassion, an annual benefit for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. Enjoy premium shopping with our fabulous marketplace vendors and an electrifying fashion show showcasing our smallest fashionistas and healthcare heroes. It will be an amazing night full of food, fun, and of course, fashion. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit givetostjosephs.org. We'll see you at the Rockley.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? I didn't, until it happened to me.
All women need to know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. Know your family history and talk to your doctor about heart disease.
Awareness may make the difference between life and death.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. So when we were getting ready for the show today, we were talking about how Staten Island is basically New Jersey at this point.
They like to think they are.
See, you don't think that? No. See, I am married to a Staten Islander, and he and most of his friends all moved to New Jersey.
Well, now they're New Jerseyans.
Yeah, but with the heavy accents,
Well, that's
especially
fine.
when they all get together.
Oh.
My God, you can't understand half the words. But last weekend, the Staten Island Heart Society held its 17th annual Chef's Extravaganza, which is a fundraising event that showcases some of Staten Island's finest culinary talents while also raising funds and awareness for a great cause. You need to go next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Here to tell us all about this is the 2022 event chair, Courtney Hall. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, guys.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Staten Island Heart Society event and how you got involved?
Sure. Well, this was actually my husband and I. He's a Staten Islander as well. So I hear what you're saying. I'm from New Jersey. So we have that mix in our house. But we got involved when we actually owned Bella Magazine a few years back. We had a medical advisory board and worked closely with doctors and health organizations locally as well as nationally. And we got hooked up with them about 6 years ago and loved what they're doing for the community and decided to start co-chairing their biggest event.
That is awesome. So then what is the mission of Heart Society?
Well, the mission is definitely to promote healthy hearts on Staten Island. People look at Staten Island as a small town, but it really is on a small island. We have 500,000 people living here. So there's a lot of hearts here. And we definitely want to drop the rate of heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. And we do this through our events, through education, and really getting the word out there.
How are the honorees chosen each year?
The honorees are actually chosen by the board of directors, and it's really people who stand out based on their dedication to not only the Heart Society itself, but heart health on Staten Island as a whole. So they really are out there either getting the education, giving the education. Many have saved lives through the education they've gotten through the Heart Society. So we honor them. It's really just wonderful people doing wonderful things and enjoying a wonderful night of gourmet food tasting.
That sounds like my kind of party for sure. So how does the event and how does Heart Society benefit the community?
Well, you know what? It really benefits Staten Island in such a huge way. The society actually trains over 1,000 people every year in CPR, as well as donating AEDs to nonprofits, organizations, schools, to make sure that, God forbid, if there ever is an emergency, that you know how to use the equipment and you can step right in. And really, it's all about education. So every day, their mission is to educate people who live here and get them to live a healthier life.
Yeah, we're seeing photos of this year's event, and it looked like a very big turnout. I'm sure on the heels of COVID, people were clamoring to come out and support you. So now that COVID is somewhat behind us, what are your goals to make the event even bigger and better for next year?
Well, you know what? I must say, we actually had to hold off on the event for the past 2 years, like so many people did. And it was so wonderful to come back after COVID, after all these restaurants had been through so much. And we had our biggest turnout. We had 37 restaurants, 320 people attended. Wow. And it was really just great, seeing a lot of familiar faces, seeing some new faces. My goal for next year is to obviously bigger and better. With that said, I feel Staten Island is very well known for its Italian food and its amazing Italian food. But I think that there's a lot more cuisine here that people don't know about from all different cultures. And I would really like to make it more of a diverse event in that respect.
I like it. Yeah, absolutely. And then, certainly we'll see. We can get the bridge and tunnel pass and we'll all come.
Come on, guys.
We'll come to eat.
You can do it.
Courtney, where can folks find out more about you, about Heart Society, and if they want to, in the future get tickets for an upcoming event or next year's event, how do they find that?
Yeah, we would love that, you guys. Come on, New Jersey. Join us in Staten Island. You can follow the Heart Society at Staten Island Heart Society on Facebook, Instagram, StatenIslandHeartSociety.com, and myself, Courtney Hall. My name's right there. Facebook, Instagram, you could find me there as well. And I'm going to be putting out a lot more information in the coming months. And I would love to see you guys join us next year.
Absolutely. We should talk to Courtney about branching off the show to the Staten Island morning show because they need their own designated. Because
Come on, guys, we do.
Yes, and it's like your own little country out there in some
Yes, it
ways.
is.
But it's with dynamite personalities.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Courtney and I know
yes.
this firsthand from our
You
significant
hubbies.
others. Yes.
From our hobbies, that's right. I've been here 20 years. I definitely know the culture now.
Yes. Courtney, this was so fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Have
You
a great
too.
weekend. Thank you. All right, let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta one more time. And well, Mike's marrying a New Yorker as well, but
Long Island,
She's-
right?
Long Island, she's from, right? Or Queens?
Queens.
She's from Queens. Okay.
Yep.
Which is basically because all the Queens people moved to Long Island, I feel.
Yeah,
Right.
you got her to come to Jersey though.
They migrate that way. So we go back and forth all the time. I'm part of the bridge and tunnel crowd, and many
That's it.
bridges. Easy Pass gets hot most days, but it's
To cross the Verrazano now to get to Staten Island, what is it, like $15 or something?
no, it's over 20.
It's over 20. Oh,
Yeah,
it's-
cash is over 20. You have to have the New York Easy Pass, and I think it's down to 15 or something, or 14 maybe. But you have to have the
You
New
need
York
like a
Easy
part-time
Pass.
job just to cross the
Just
bridge.
to commute, yeah.
But that's the benefit of an electric vehicle. You get 50% off of the tolls.
Oh, didn't know
Off peak.
There you go. See, we learn
Yeah.
so much from you, Mike.
There's a lot of hoops to jump through. It's Port Authority. Come on. I mean, they don't make it easy. But still, there's ways that you can do that with incentives, because with so much cold weather today, you might find yourself, huddled in a warm car trying to escape all of that cold. There's some really chilly weather going into the weekend. Some that might make the Nassau County accent come out, and I might hear it later on, given how cold it will be come Sunday, Monday time frame. The chilly weather sticks around for the weekend into next week. We get a nice break with today's high right there at the top of the screen, climbing into the low 60s. So yeah, in the sunshine today, it'll feel fantastic, even a few degrees above average for the end of March. And then a reality check, because with the rain that comes in by the end of Saturday, tomorrow afternoon, there'll be some light showers around with clouds developing and just kind of a generally cool and damp pattern. Sunday has sunshine, but with a temperature of 47 degrees, that will be well below average. And then we drop back into the freezer for Sunday night. Monday in the 20s, temperatures barely climbing above the freezing mark, especially with the wind throughout most of the day Monday. And yes, there will be a few flakes and flurries on tap for Monday afternoon. Those, however, should not make for a problem, especially with the snow sticking. Just a few flakes and flurries with the squalls that will be moving through. And then I think by Tuesday and Wednesday time frame, as temperatures slowly cool off into the lower 40s each afternoon, we have a little bit of a rebound that brings us into the upper 50s as soon as Thursday. So some very mild weather. This is great indoor weather upcoming this weekend, especially for early next week. We've got taxes due in just about 3 weeks, so you can maybe spend some time doing that if you haven't already, and just kind of finishing up all of the indoor chores, because when that sun is back and the mild weather comes in, you want to spend as much time outside as possible. And I think we're all looking forward to that, especially with a healthy dose of spring fever around here with these kind of teasing afternoons. We get the 70, 75 degree weather, and then it's followed by cold and snow. And I think that pattern continues going into this weekend. A little bit of a cold weather pattern coming up for the next few days, and then we turn milder into later next week.
Mike, I love that in your mind you were like, oh, it's cold and we should finish our taxes. I'm sitting here going, it's cold. What am I going to cook?
Hey, great excuse to make carbonara or gricia, just all of the
Yes.
pork fat.
Yeah.
You
I
can-
have
you
some
can enjoy.
recipes I have to test out for Easter. That's the plan.
Yeah,
for
after we
tomorrow.
talk about the health and exercise person who was just on
Carbonara is
earlier.
her
Carbonara and ravioli, sure.
That is good. It is a
Courtney.
good weekend to finish up taxes. We have to sit down and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Mike. Because my mind doesn't function in math in any way, no matter what the weather is, but especially when it's nice out, completely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I know. You can't even take the lawn chair outside and pretend to do it outside, because you just get so
No, I'll just
distracted
be
by how
distracted.
gorgeous
Exactly.
it is. Right.
Mike, have a wonderful weekend.
You as
Hopefully
well.
you come with us next week with better news.
I'm sure it will be on the horizon, yes.
I have a feeling too. Yeah. All right, Mike, thanks so much. All right, one last little cute story for you guys before we wrap it up today. The Cape May Zoo announced the birth of a baby ring-tailed lemur. Check them out. Mom and dad are named Falana and Darwin. This is the couple's first baby. For the first couple weeks, the baby's going to hold tight to mom's chest, spending its time nursing and napping. Sounds like a plan to me. Over the next few weeks, it'll then start moving onto mom's back and then eventually go out and explore on its own. They're so cute.
They look like stuffed animals. How cute are they?
You know what? I love, and I forget sometimes, how many beautiful zoos and animal sanctuaries are in just New Jersey itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've got Cape May County, we've got the Turtleback Zoo. There's so many places you can go and take the kids and have a nice day and a nice weekend. So.
Yeah, the baby is really taking to animals now. So I feel like a lot of zoo adventures
Has
are
she
in my
moved
future.
onto your back now from off your off the front of you?
Actually, yeah, that is funny. She loves
It's all the
climbing on
same. We're all much more similar than we are different.
Yeah, that actually gave me a nice throwback to what I was doing this time last year.
Yeah, there you go. Just
in front of the TV, watching Golden Girls. Not with you, unfortunately.
I know.
And just nursing all day long.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We hope you had a great time. We certainly did. And be sure to check us out next week, again, live Friday mornings at 9 a.m.
And connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you updated on who is going to be on the show and replay clips from this show. Be sure to check us out and click follow. See you next week.